Hi, Larry Gaines, Power Cycle Trading. Well, really interesting market here. It's Monday afternoon, April 28th, and just looking through the markets, we're going to go through the weekly time frames just to kind of see a bigger picture. But when we go through the broad markets, we'll start with the diamond, which is the Dow. You can see it's just hanging. It's just really sideways action and sitting above the main moving averages on a weekly time frame. Also in a volatility squeeze on a weekly, so this could have a nice break to the upside or downside, but right now just kind of maintaining a sideways pattern. Our momentum indicators are kind of neutral because I have my cycle 1 indicators that are down below 0 and cycle 2 is up, so real neutral position there. So then we look at SPY, and almost the same exact pattern. Neutral on the cycle 1 is a momentum, cycle 2 is another different momentum, and it's up and very much sideways pattern, another compression squeeze going on, but maintaining above the main moving averages on a weekly time frame, or what I call long term. And then we go to the other bigger, the growth type stocks, QQQ, and it's kind of the reverse. We're in a squeeze on it as well. But you can see we're at the lower end of the range. Both cycle indicators are down, so it's teetering here above this 21 period moving average in a squeeze, just trying to hang on by a thread. So right now the probability is for this market to trend to the downside just based on my momentum indicators. But the other markets are holding up. So looking back, on history, we can see that it's really had a nice run and a nice trend up as long as it's held that 21 period moving average, which now you're starting to crack, and you've had a couple closes below. We just closed back above it today. Now this is on a weekly. And then if you look at the IWM, which is the Russell, it's the same pattern, but even a little bit worse. So, something this big going to give. I mean, this is what we call divergence. So we've got the SPY, the diamond, which are the more the value type stocks, the blue chip stocks. They're holding up, while the big growth stocks are getting pushed lower. So something's going to give, and usually the Nasdaq and the Russell will usually lead the markets up or down. So right now we're seeing some cracks in here, and it's something to be aware of, this type of divergence. Now, when we look through the other correlated asset classes that have a real relationship to the broad market, U.S. broad markets, I like to look at the Japanese yen futures on a weekly chart. Again, you can see it's also in a compression squeeze. So basically every major asset class is in a solid sideways consolidation squeeze on the long-term weekly time frame. Now, the yen is below the 21 period moving average, or 21 week moving average here. And the momentum is starting to fail. So if yen starts to move to the downside, this is actually a positive, will have a positive effect on the U.S. equity markets. But right now you can see the range is sideways, but it looks like there is potential for a downward type movement. And if this happens, then you'll see a rebound in the U.S. equity markets. But on the other side, we have bonds, which are trending higher, and that's a correlation that usually when bonds are up, equities are down. So the two usually do not go together. So you'll see rotation out of equities going into bonds, and that's kind of what we've been seeing. You can see the bonds have been trending, right now trying to get back above this high here, and they're currently over their 21 period moving average, and the momentum indicators are all up, so showing a potential to the upside here. So so a lot of different signals, or a few different signals when you look at the markets. Now here's gold, and it's just kind of trying to hang in here at this level here. This is a major key support, is 1283, 1284, and that's a measured move from this high back in October to the low. So this measured move here up to this high, we're currently at around the 618 retracement, trying to hold in here and right on these major moving averages. So kind of neutral on the momentum indicator. So gold's trying to hold in this area here. So crude oil, the other asset class that like to keep an eye on. It's currently holding above the 21 period. Momentum indicators are pretty flat, but hanging in there. So very interesting market here. A lot of different kind of divergence going on, but so far you've got two kind of different markets, with the value SPY Dow maintaining above certain levels, while you have the big growth stocks pushing lower and looking like they're maybe teetering to break down. Now just a quick review of some of the big guys, the big cap, big growth stocks. Here's Google. You can see it's down to the 200-day moving average. We haven't seen Google down here in a long time. So this is a key support level here. You can see it broke through it, closed back above with a hammer. So these are stocks that'll be interesting to watch over the next couple days. You've got this gap area down here. You can see it's got this where it broke out. So a key level here is trying to hold. So going to be very interesting to see how Google holds up. We've got the Fed meeting coming out Tuesday and Wednesday. So that's Google. And then you've got Amazon, which is broken below its 200. So really, you can see the big guys have really gotten just hammered, and they've dragged down the market. Now at these extreme levels, you're just wondering if you'll get some kind of relief rally or some kind of short covering rally. So those are the things to keep an eye on. Now Apple is in its own little planet, and it had a huge move up to the 1272 extension. Now this is an area here. This is definitely a profit take area, 597. You've gotten a great move. That's a high probability move, which it hit today. So the key here to this market is to keep an eye on the NASDAQ. And you want to see if the NASDAQ or the Qs, let's take a look at the NASDAQ. We'll take a look at the Q actually. The Qs, you want to see if they can get back over this 21 period moving average, which it tried to today. Now if it cannot get back a foothold above this major support area or resistance, which it is now, then this thing's going to tail lower again. Momentum indicators are neutral, but it tried to recover today. Had a huge range today from high to low, was 82 points. So for me, I'm going to be watching the NASDAQ closely and some of these big name stocks like the Googles and Netflix and some of the others to see if they can get any type of lift. One other one has been Priceline, and see if it gets any type of bid at all. So it's also down to its 200-day. So interesting market, a big tug of war going on. So keep an eye on the NASDAQ for market direction. Hope this helps. Talk to you on the next video.